Hi everyone, I'm Jayce. Welcome to tune in to our next episode of our Freelance Creative Exchange. And today, this is our Christmas episode. Hi everyone. Okay, so today we are having
a full team.
Yes, a full team here with the steamboat for the podcast. But we're just going to have a very casual discussions. I think 2018 has been a great year for us, so we just want to get the team to actually talk about what happened in 2018, what do you want to do in 2019, and of course most importantly is our podcast format, and see if we have better stuff for you in 2019. Okay, so maybe we introduce ourselves one round. Yeah, just go around the table and introduce.
Yep.
Yeah, so I start with me first. Hi, I'm Jayce. And then we have
Hi, I'm Raven.
Yan-Ling.
Robin.
Fanny.
Kyle.
right. Great. Okay, come. Let's eat.
Eat and talk.
He's still got the weight.
So traditional.
I think it's probably the world's first steamboat podcast.
I think the highlight for me this year is at the start of every year, at the start of before every project or when we are doing pitches, one key thing that I would always tell myself, and of course all of us, is to see whether we can try to do something new, to see whether, as what my ex-boss always tell me, to strive a little bit more towards excellence. So, but this year we really did it, I guess. There were a few key projects which was conceptualized by the team, just by us, and then we see it coming to life. So, for example, one of the key ones was the two short films from CND, which was, of course, the concept was given by the client, but Carl brushed it up, and then together we brought together very good team members as well, Rickson and gang, who really brought it to life. I really liked it.
But what more do you think we can do in terms of helping our client to achieve their objective?
I think now the challenge is how do we bring more eyeballs to their product. The question is always about eyeballs, but I guess sometimes we because it's moving so fast, right? So I see a lot more different formats now that I wanted to try. So which is trending on social media lah. I mean, which the Western world has already caught up, but I think in Singapore we are still a little bit slower lah. Yeah. So I guess we have to really try and get out there to be together with the trend lah. Of course, trend with the videos or even the way they write articles, the way they present their content, we have to be out there lor.
So do you think this is important for a freelancer?
It is. I think it is very important for freelancers to work on, to contribute more than your area and to really help to achieve your client's KPI. I mean, ultimately the client's KPI is if it's a content for people to watch, right? So no matter who you are lah, as a freelancer, if you're on the project, you really have to contribute to see which are the ways that you can help to turn the project into a more attractive one. If people don't watch it, ultimately, the KPI is not met. Yeah, and I think every freelancer, no matter if you're a designer or which part of the project you are in, you can contribute. Yeah,
I think it's exciting time lah. Like even with what Fanny said, even with the clients, right, they are also open to new ideas, because traditional corporate video, they don't work anymore. Event videos, they don't work anymore. You need to think of something more conceptual. And I'm very excited that at this point in time, people are open to new ideas and they are more experimental. Then I think it's a very, very good sign for the freelancers as well.
Yeah, the clients are a bit more receptive this year. At least I feel.
Yeah. But we still have a few clients who will always tell us, I do what my boss like lah.
Yes.
I mean, then we were like, oh my god. Yeah.
So they always say tech and creative are very different people. Are they really very different?
Maybe decades ago it could be different, but right now I'm trying to prove that this is not true, because knowing a tech and yet creative is a hybrid kind of future talent. It's a cross-functional skill. So if you take yourself to just tech or creative, we will never proceed to the future.
And I think it applies even more for our main mode of business, which is media. Media is very, very hybrid. I think creative and tech is very cross. It applies heavily for media, as per se, because cameras, they have science and technology behind it, and as a creative person, the more you know, the better you are, which I think
I guess you're right, because business now function on analytics, science. So we just can't go by brute force, trying to do same thing again and again without knowing what we are doing. We need to measure, then we do. So it takes a bit of science and technology to understand.
Totally agree.
That's where the whole thing is evolving, right? Because previously, when a creative person creates something, right, be it a film or whatever, they will just be looking at the fact that I think that this is what it should be and that's it, right? But now they are being able to have those feedbacks from the social media, from the analytics and whatnot, right? That tells them that certain directions may not be wrong, may not be right, sorry, and then they need to re-steer the whole thing.
Exactly. I think like the advancement of technology, it levels the playing field. Like it's no longer like an elitist thing. It's more like the statistics is there. You look at it and then like this is what the people want. And if you can deliver, right, no matter what level you are at, you can be there.
So I guess what it means is that we no longer want to work in the dark. We want to know what is happening.
Yep.
So every step we move is actually calculative.
Yep.
Right? With a measure of the risk.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I think last time in the past, creatives were what we call the artists. Where you do what you want and everything. But one other part of it is that if you're creative working for a client, or doing it for something, for one goal in mind, then that becomes very different. Everything has to be measured. Everything, you have to hit the goal. If not, what are you doing it for? You're just another artist on the street and stuff.
So I think a bit about my background. I used to be a podcaster. So I used to run my own podcast for like a few years. So I took a hiatus. When we started out a few years ago, it was just like a couple of indie producers. But now, and mostly the podcasts about tech, like MediaCorp have jumped into the podcasting world together with a lot of indie independent producers, and we also have like Esquire magazine and other bigger players who are also traditional publishers and media people, like publishers, traditional broadcasters, traditional production houses. They're all like looking at traditional marketing agencies. They're all looking at podcasts as a form of content marketing and a tool to brand themselves. So it's quite exciting. I think CreativesAtWork, we started this podcast. It's a deep dive. So basically our podcast is a deep dive into the freelancing industry. So we don't just want to interview cool people doing cool jobs. I mean there's like so many people. Our angle is that we want to show the whole big picture. So
We want to show the real struggle, the reality of freelancing.
The reality, the good sides. You can have a more flexible time and more flexible job arrangements. Also the bad side. So people are like struggling with money and struggling with getting their careers off the ground. We don't hide anything. So the people we interviewed, some of them actually freelance and then fail and then come back again, or start ventures and fail, but they all come back. So it's I think we are like putting across a very real story. So it's like real people, real stories, and everybody's story is very different. And then we cover different aspects. So from people who just started out freelancing to people in the middle and veterans. So we talk about things like insurance, which is a very big pressing issue. Government policies, because of this year there are a lot of like new incentives and initiatives by the government to help the freelancing industry, because the gig economy is so big in Singapore right now. And we also talk about the future, talk about exciting technologies like VR, blockchain. How is it going to impact freelancing?
So for next year, what do you think our audience can expect from our podcast format?
Okay, more hot-looking guys and girls.
Maybe we can do our podcast from a beach.
Okay, so next year we could be looking more like we will broaden different types. And we also probably try different formats as well, because I think as for someone who watch, if there's any like very loyal audience who watch for episode 1 all the way, we realize that we actually change our style a few times. I think there's one thing great about doing your own content, because you have the flexibility to change. You can respond better to feedback, because we also, I mean, throughout the whole journey, we also have a lot of feedback from our guests, or from people watching, from
Or even for ourselves as well.
yeah. So and we are able to act on it. So that's why we can change and we can try new things, and also talking about analytics, which is awesome because we can look at analytics and then figure out use that to apply. The podcast is a great way to try out new ideas. Like sometimes we are not sure whether we should implement for our clients, but we decide to try it for ourselves first, and then the instant feedback, and then the way we can change. So it makes it really very exciting and very flexible format.
But actually, the reason why I think we started doing a lot of our own content, right, is precisely because of that, right? We had so many ideas, but clients either weren't in a good position to receive them at the moment, or they just didn't like it or didn't have the right content also. So so I think we all had that little itch that is there.
I think that's all creative people, right? You want to create something, so you don't want to be constrained.
And also it's a good portfolio for us, because people have look at our podcast and then respond to us maybe I want to consider doing a podcast myself, or I want to try this and try that for my own project. So it's good for us as well.
I think we also want to actually share our experience, expertise, or for our guests to share their experience and expertise with the audience. So I think that should be a good portion of educational content as well. I mean, education more not so much as in boring stuff, but really life experience, what they have been going through, so that everybody can appreciate better in that sense.
Those were actually very different formats that we tried out. Which is fun and interesting. I mean, we would learn a lot of things in between as well. And what I say, I think it's also letting people know what they don't know. It's also very important. Apart from the current topics also. But of course, if you guys think of anything that we should be talking about, or you guys want to hear, some certain guests that you think should be on our show,
or you want to nominate yourself for the show?
Yes. Contact with us.
Globalization is here lah. You go out anywhere, any other platform, not just CreativesAtWork, you can find freelancers from anywhere else in the world to compete with you for the same job. Should freelancers in Singapore, particularly because we are the most expensive country in Southeast Asia, I mean we are the highest rate, should they adjust their rate?
No.
Lower or higher?
Lower lah. Really,
I think the price war is never the answer. It's actually improving the quality and always try to give the value. So that's why the freelancer need to think.
I think there will always be a market. I mean, the price there, right? Like you're paying a certain amount of price, there will always be a market for it. But it's more than justifying the cost and saying that, hey, you hire me as a Singaporean freelancer, this is what I can bring you. We have the best internet in the world. Or top 10 I can upload files really quickly for you. There's a lot of things that you can point out.
I think the price is the price that you're quoting is not always the most important, unless you are drastically off the tangent, right? As long as you are still within the area, value-added service that you provide, for example, how fast you respond to a request, how accommodative, what is the quality of your work actually plays a part.
So what do you think is the single most important trait a freelancer should possess to actually create that kind of value, to command that kind of feedback?
I think accountability.
Okay.
For me at least for me, right? Because you can be just on average in your work, but if you show to your client that you are accountable, you take responsible of your work, you are proactive, those kind of stuff, right? That's something that they look at as well.
To me, it's solve problems. Solve my problems. I mean, my problems may not be the one that I've assigned to you, but if you can foresee and solve my other problems, and we work together as a team. Like, I'm not just a vendor. We are a team together. Then that freelancer will go somewhere lah.
I thought you said soft, like S-O-F-T or soft. Which
Soften my problem.
But soft skills, I feel, are very important. As much as good as you are in taking a photo, doing a video, the truth of the matter is that's all technicality. You look at the next one, it's a matter of subjectivity. Like, I like your photo, but actually, especially with the rise of Instagram and the Instagrammers and they might not be the best technical photos, but them I like their style. I might pay them more than I'm going to pay you. And it's also like what Melvin said, so it's about how what's the word you use?
Accountability.
Accountable you are for it, how invested you are in the work, how passionate you are in the work as well, in the work that you're doing. I think the client must feel that, not only the client, I think the whole team that you're working with has to feel that you are invested in this project.
It came across that people used to have a very fixed mindset. When we came after we graduated, we said this is not what we know. We can't do this, we can't that. And they said I'm trained as an IT person, so I can't be creative.
Yeah.
So this is what fixed mindset. If you tell yourself you have growth mindset, which means can I be creative? Yeah, sure. Why not? Just go and learn something because all the lessons you want to learn is almost it's all out there. You can
So
learn.
basically, it's like instead of telling yourself that I'm constrained with whatever that I have, you will think from a perspective where what can I do or what do I need in order for me to go to that level.
This year we are celebrating. We celebrated our 6th year.
Yeah.
So, we've seen many freelancers. And to be honest, if we first meet a new freelancer, within the first 5 minutes, we will kind of know whether he or she will be able to freelance for long. Yeah, kind of. That's the vibe.
Yep.
Oh,
So what's the one key thing that all of us go round table think, will sustain a freelancer's career?
The key things
Yeah.
that the freelancers need to have.
Yeah. Or rather, what are the few key qualities that when we see it in that freelancer, we know that, oh, he's going to make it. He will be okay, he will be fine.
Ability to adapt is very important.
Yeah.
You must look at what restructuring going on in the media industry. All these companies that are supposed to be, some of them are supposed to be the places you retire in, but now it's different now. So you can still stay in even if you want to stay in the industry, you also need to think what happens.
Yeah.
Can I adapt to if I can't find a full-time job, can I still stay? Do I want to find different ways to stay in the industry? So do I become like a creative professional, or do I want to switch? So sometimes the choices is not like you have it's defined by the society, the norms, and the transformation.
See, we actually wanted to give people a hope to say that you don't think if you lock yourself inside a belief that I'm in that class, that's why I'm gone, I'm done, I'm done for. So that is not a very positive way of helping. It's not helpful. We see that a lot of people going through that, and because we have done that, we have tried and what works. So we want to share ourselves, right? So in the sense, it's not going to help by thinking that I'm already locked into a certain situation I can't change. What can go wrong if you try? Nothing. The worst case you got nothing. The best case you get something else. So you want to win something.
So I think that's the mindset thing, right? I think what Raven is mentioning is probably a certain portion of people whose mindset is so fixed, right? Because from the day that they start working, to the last day that they are wanted, things has been quite stable, and then suddenly, this digital transformation just take everybody by wave, and then suddenly everybody is being replaced by robots, right?
Yeah.
So it's
cheaper
resources.
But in a sense, we are very fortunate right now because of the internet, global, Google things. We can learn. We can start to read about research. There's a lot of research being done about people's mindset and what happens when they get old. Even about people before they are deaf, what's the regrets. First thing we can learn from that is like decades of lessons to learn, and we compress all those learning into ourselves. We can live theoretically a few hundred years because the knowledge being compressed to us. That is the way of thinking. So you learn from other people, and in that sense, you expand your knowledge.
But that's I think it translates into when you're speaking to a person, like back to your question, it's the openness and the
if they close every door when they talk to them, you have to knock every door, then straight away more or less you can tell this may not be able to make it. Because you can only help a person who is willing to help themselves.
Correct.
Yeah. So you can tell, from when you're speaking to a person, you say, so what are you here for? Why are you considering freelance? And they're like, it really seems like it's the end of the world to them. Those people won't make it. They won't even try.
The dog forced them to do freelance because they need to feed the dog.
No, we've tried and we've met a few people, right, where they are in that situation. Their job is basically obsolete, or they somehow or the other the situation has put them in a place where is very different from before. And when you try to, okay, I want to help you, here's something. You know, it's I like your capabilities. I know that you can do this, but are you willing to try? You know, we are also going to help you take a bit of liability by being responsible for you, right? And they should always say no. There's no consideration at all. Say no, it's not what I'm used to. And you know, this person cannot.
Yeah, whereas in another person, they can see this is a great opportunity. And in another person, they see this is something that they are not comfortable, so they just give up.
It's
Some
basically
people-
the fix and the growth mindset.
Yeah. But it's positivity as well. If they're
Yeah,
willing
don't
to
even
try,
want
no
to
matter how
think.
bad it is, yeah.
I think it's all tied together now. It's really all tied together. Like it's like what he said. Work until you die. Not meaning to say because you have to, but because you want to. Like if you love your job that much and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna learn. Like if you really really love your job that much, you will just keep doing and doing and doing. And no matter what are the odds, because there are times in a freelancer's career where it's super tough. Like you get really tough months. Then it's the passion that pulls you through. Not necessarily the money.
But I feel it's also not so much about for me, right, there are some people who split very clearly work and personal life and enjoyment. So I met someone recently who said, you will never be happy in work. Don't need to think about it. Okay, work is work. But you can find happiness. This is about how you live happiness, have happiness in the rest of your life. But I don't agree with that statement because I feel that these are for the people who work in order to survive. You know, so that's why you never be happy because you never find a situation that allows you to do something that you like. The situation might be shitty. You know, you have bad clients, you have bad situations, be the raining weather on bright when it's supposed to be bright and sunny, so you can't do your shoot. Those things will happen, but in the end, it's whether you found that little spot for yourself that you enjoy what you do.
I was reading a report, right, that by 2030, right, half of the current occupation that we know are going to be replaced by robots, right? I mean, that is a known fact already. I mean, we already see that happening. So I guess that is to every opportunity, or rather, every workers out there faces this issue. Then I think the next question then is how do they prepare themselves, right, for the next wave of evolutions, right? Given that this is a known fact, at least there's still some time that they can actually react now, how they want to, adjust themselves so that they can actually meet this evolution when it arrives, But I think one thing for the creative industries, I don't know, maybe it's the same for the tech industry as well. At least till now, right, we hasn't been able to actually say, okay, I mean, don't talk about the admin normal job like translation and all this, but where creativity is concerned, I think at least it's still something that the robots or the machine cannot take over as yet, right? Maybe in the next 10, 20 years, but at least for now, that is still the most important piece, right? The creativity. So I think that is where everybody needs to actually focus, put a bit more energy. What is the thing that you can create, right, without the robot being able to do it at this point in time?
I have to say, right, that's one of the, as much as our world is run by analytics right now, this is precisely why it's run by analytics, so that robots can do it for us, because you have so much data. You want them to do things that you just don't want to do. But that also consequently then in the long run is taking stuff away that you feel only last time a human can do, but right now computer can do better.
Even sports highlights.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was I think it was Wimbledon. You also got a robot to do it.
Yeah.
But it's easy because sports, you take the parts where there's cheer.
Cheer, you can just like ask the AI calculate the cheer.
Yeah, plus minus 10 seconds. I guess.
Yeah.
What is the
Making
part of
you
your
happy,
job now that make you happy?
Unpredictability. Yeah, the ability to create exciting projects or create exciting pitches so that we ultimately be working on exciting projects. Yeah, that is the one thing that makes me happy. Yeah.
Okay, Carl?
Telling stories, like every day. That's what I do. Like, I keep telling my other half that that you are at a very very good spot in life where Like, I mean, I'm not saying it's gonna happen. I'm sorry. Like, if I die tomorrow, I have no regrets. That's where I am right now. Like I really love what I do, and I will continue doing. And I mean, the more I do, the better I get. It's okay, but
But you haven't finished the documentary then.
Yeah, but I mean, in general, like I'm in a good spot where I think like what I'm doing is meaningful, and I want to keep on doing.
Yeah.
So that's what makes me.
But I think I agree with what he is saying, where it's not so much about the end journey, the end goal. It's not what I've done that makes me happy. It's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
That the fact that we are doing what we love, and that we are progressing in what we do, is what makes us.
And jumping on what you said, right, is like there are points, of course, as a creative, there are points where like I look at my product, I'm like, I'm not doing a good job. I'm being very critical to myself. And then like my other half will tell me, actually you done this. Then I'm like, oh yeah, Then I'm so absorbed in the process, I forgot all my previous achievements. And there are days where I don't have, basically I have nothing to do. Like I clear all my work. I just sit at home myself. So what should I do now? Like
You never call us? We got a lot of things for you. You should call us.
I'll call Jayce. Jayce, got anything for me to do?
Yes, of course. Send to you now.
Are you in that spot now?
Yeah, I think
Nothing to do.
we've got a lot of things to do, but I like the fact that I have a lot of things to do, and that it's about being aware that I'm not perfect, and that there are things to improve in, but that I want to improve in whatever I'm doing. So even though there is a goal, the goal isn't super defined, there's no set clear path to it, but it's every year, especially what we mentioned in the beginning, we are doing things better than we did last year. I think that progress itself is making me very happy, because that shows that the potential of improving in whatever we do. Yeah. So I like that part of what I'm doing right now.
Melvin?
The ability to decide what I want to do on a daily basis, right? Rather than the fact that you need to, of course there are timelines, but you can still choose what you want to do first. Yeah, as compared to if you're working, there are certain priorities that have been given to you. So you decide for yourself rather than others decide for you.
Okay, Mingzi?
The fact that tomorrow is uncertain makes it exciting. And I like that, because every day is like a clean sheet for you to paint on. So keep the heart moving, pumping heart.
Okay, Raven?
I guess I'm still new in the journey, so for me it's like, I guess there's a difference, because I work in corporate for quite a few years, so it's a change in mindset. I forgot that actually I do have skills. I could have just quit my job and I will still survive.
I want to build on that, right? The skill. I think this is very important, right? I think even going forward to everybody, actually the skills is really what differentiate us from our friends next door, or our neighbor next door, that kind of thing. Everything that y'all have said, right, kind of apply to me. I think what really made me excited is really the fact that we are actually pushing the boundary of the future of work, right? I think for the longest period of time, everybody's definition of work, is 9 to 5, go to work, report to boss, or even for me when I graduated, right, is to wear high heels, walk along Raffles Place, and then wear power suit, wear power suit every day, black suit, black shoe, Then now thinking back, it's so childish, right? It's quite so childish, but I mean, for the longest period of time, everybody has to be very contented, right? Or take it as it is, that's the way that work is to be done. But because of the changing mindset, because of the the technology changes, consumers' behavior changes and all this, everything changed, right? And now, it's really the time where we're seeing the future of work is really being defined right now. So I'm quite excited about that, and that is really something that I think as CreativesAtWork, we have been pushing for as well, more recognition to the freelancers too. So it's that one skill that you possess that has served you very well, right? And for now, and will serve you into the future.
Well, I think it's the ability to take it. thing is that by nature I'm not a very optimistic person, but when tough things gets going, I think the ability to know that you will survive, you just have to bite through this period, and then you will emerge. Everything will be over. You will be okay in the end.
Okay, Carl, you want to do first or you want to pass on to Missy?
Missy's busy.
Mine
Missy
is
can
not,
multitask.
Yeah.
Missy's a tech person.
mine is not anything that's creative or technical. Mine is something that's very human. I feel I have good empathy. I have the ability to understand like both sides. So I think I can bridge client and creative together. I think that's very important as a freelancer.
You this empathy, this thing, right? Is it common to your generation?
Actually, it's a yes and no. Yeah, because I don't think it's restricted by generation. I think it's more restricted by upbringing and the things you see as a person. So therefore, I think it really depends on how much you see of the world, then you can get it.
Yeah. Okay. Lindsay, how?
I try to make it simple, okay? The thing I feel like helped me well is that willingness to admit wrong and stop when doing wrong and even change the course, just accept it.
Yeah.
Because there's no shame in making mistakes.
Yes.
That's what I believe. So another thing I noticed is that everybody, no matter which area we are, we need to learn something about sales, marketing. A salesman is the all-purpose skill. So whether you sell to your kids, sell to your client, sell to spouse, salesmanship.
Yeah.
Back to the house storytelling, which is part of it.
Can we get you to do sales?
If you're willing to let me try.
Yeah, of course.
Of course. By all means, please take and go.
Tomorrow I'll report.
Melvin, what is that one skill?
People management.
Okay.
Yeah, so the ability to talk my way out. and able to convince them that what I'm saying is correct.
You want to help us do sales as well?
Hypnotize people.
No, I don't do that.
Houdini kind of escapist.
Okay, Yeling.
Mine is the ability to talk to people and to communicate efficiently. Because that has carried me through a lot of industries, through a lot of things that I do. And I realized that talking to a lot of people, that's actually the trait that not a lot of people have naturally.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't have it naturally also, I feel, but and I'm always working on it. But the fact that I like working on it, I might not like talking to you at that moment, but I like having that ability to very easily switch into that. Like, okay, yeah, sure, you can talk, let's talk.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Raven?
I think apart from the technical skills itself, I guess it's probably, I actually don't really have this skill in the beginning, but it was trained. I guess it's one thing grateful to my previous jobs. I think it comes to systems and process. I'm a very system and process, like you give me something I can devise a system.
Yeah, we
devise
all
a
agree.
workflow.
Yeah.
Agree.
I'm a workflow kind of person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
We can give you an award for that. So maybe just one last question before we go. I mean, since we are towards the end of the year, celebrating the festive season.
I want to look forward.
So yeah, correct. So what do you hope to achieve? What is your hope for 2019?
Definitely finish the freelancer documentary.
Yeah.
I hope we find really good subjects to talk about. And if you're a freelancer and you have a good story, please talk to us. And
Type your comment below.
type your comment. And because
you want to feature yourself.
we need the representation. Yeah, we need the
Especially if
representation.
I'm from Singapore.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tell more good stories.
Okay. Fanny?
I guess for the past 6 years, my me or maybe ours, I don't know, our ethos has always been to probably keep a little bit low profile, and then we only talk about it until we make it. But I felt somehow inside next year is the year. Next year is the year. We have to let everybody know, especially we have a big project for all the filmmakers, independent content creators out there, which will be launching next year, announcing this year soon. And then also because of the documentary, that I thought that next year is a year, whatever we do, we don't do it quietly anymore.
In the podcast.
And the podcast, and the podcast. Yeah, these are the small things that we're doing. I mean, for the client side,
Events.
yeah, we want to, just make it next year really the year that we try to see whether how far it will take us. Then we just fly around. But of course, I won't be here for 7 weeks next year because I'm delivery. I'll be back.
Hey, Minzy?
Speaking for myself, I'm looking for a growth in product development in terms of software system or any business system. So be it to integrate into any business, to create a product myself.
So for CreativesAtWork, eh?
Yeah, just part of it is for creative as well. If let's say, for example, CreativesAtWork wanted to build, wanted to expand into different area of freelancing, enabler.
We have an idea.
AI, product design. These are all the potential things that we can look at, which I think, I wanted to go into that. So doing something beyond what currently doing.
Yeah.
We have tons of ideas.
Produce. Yeah. Very timely, very timely.
Do some of the projects that we have been planning.
And then buy your Audi.
Yeah, that's the goal. Okay, but that aside, just to come up with a few products that will help the creative space, hopefully, and the one that we have been working on, artificial intelligence and whatnot, right? So yeah, I think that will be the goal.
For me, it's I think this year, unconsciously, I have achieved a lot of things that I said I would achieve, which is good. So, thank you. So next year, it's about. It was sort of there was no plan to do it, and then it happened, right? But I think it's about solidifying that ability and making it better. But I think it's very similar to yours, Fanny, where we have to start full force. Flying with it, whatever we're doing. And a couple of focuses that I think I spoke to you briefly about as well, that we discussed before. And there are a lot of plans in mind, which now I think there's more confidence in making it happen as well. So very excited for 2019.
Yeah, I can feel it. Exciting.
Raven, yourself?
I think 1 year ago, I wouldn't have thought that I would have done so many things this year. Didn't think I would try training, didn't think I would do events, didn't think I would do a lot of things. So I think this is the year of like discovering myself. And maybe also I would like to go back to, the creativity side. I think that's one thing I didn't really explore that much this year actually. Among a lot of things I explored, because I spent so many years doing things that are not creative, and I think I kind of, as a creative profession, I kind of forgot how to be creative, because I did wanted to be a writer, and I did want to be a, I'm not so much a director now, but I did like to write. I did like to come up with creative concepts. I always liked the big project kind of project management kind of thing, but I don't know, it got lost along the way. So maybe next year I want to try going back to storytelling and looking at it again, because I'm also, people were asking me, am I doing my podcast? Am I going to try different storytelling? I'm like, maybe it's something I'll look into.
Yeah. For me, I think 2019 definitely is going to be a year to look out for us. I think more exciting things are coming out. I think more importantly, we have been slowly making our way, I think, for the last 6 years. I mean, like what Fanny mentioned, right? For the very good first, I would say first 5 years, we always tell ourselves, don't go about publicizing yourself first or promoting yourself first, because, we know what happened, right? Whoever goes on the newspaper, actually, within the next few years, don't see anymore. So we tell ourselves, no, don't go on the newspaper, don't go on the magazine covers and things like that. So we have been, fairly quiet, I would say, but I think last year, or rather, I would say this year, 2018, is really the changing year for us, right? With so many events, with Raven's help, with podcasts, with events, with Yan Ling, Minzy, and all this, with the team I would say the team right now is in the right place, in full force as well. So I think 2019 we definitely can achieve more than what we can do in 2018. But of course, most importantly, I think what we are very eager to do is to push out initiatives that actually help to benefit the freelance community lah, right? I think we have I would say we have built a quite strong community, right? We know our freelancers fairly well. They know us fairly well as well, right? So I think now we know the resources that we are working with. I think in 2019 is really then how do we actually work together as a community and make people recognize us in that sense, right? So I think that's exciting for us. Do tune in and subscribe to our iTunes, YouTube, Spotify, everywhere.
Lots of Facebook,
Everywhere.
CreativesAtWork Asia.
Yeah, and Instagram at Freelance Creative Exchange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. So Merry Christmas!